Doctor, when people go and buy a fish oil or an omega-3 supplement, a lot of times on the nutrition label you see levels of DHA, EPA in certain ratios, 180 to 120, 18 to 12 ratio, things like that. When someone's looking for DPA, what sort of things should they look for on the label? Are there certain levels that they should have, or ratios, or a combination with the other two fatty acids? What should someone look for when they're purchasing a supplement?
Well, when people purchase supplements, they need to be looking at the levels of DPA that are present in those supplements. I, I don't think the ratio of DPA to other two fatty acids would be important. I would certainly like to see more DPA in the supplements. And right now, most of the supplements on the market don't have enough DPA to talk about the ratios. So right now, the ratios that are present in the supplements that you may find in the stores is the more DPA, the better. We are not worried yet about having too much DPA or having a ratio of too high ratio of DPA to EPA and DHA. So right now, I think that it would be a good idea to get more DPA in your diet.
When somebody is buying a supplement and they don't see DPA on the fish oil or the omega-3 supplement, can they assume that there's none in there, or that it's maybe in there but at just too low a level to make a difference? I mean, what should people read into that if it's not listed on the label?
It's probably in very small levels. Typically, it's labeled as other fatty acids, and when you look at other omega-3 fatty acids, it includes a variety of different other fatty acids, and DPA may be a fraction of that. So typically, if it's not specifically says on the label that it has DPA, it's present in smaller quantities, because manufacturers and companies who sell supplements would, if DPA is there, they typically like to advertise and tell the consumers that it does have DPA, because again, it's a very, very important nutraceutical compound, and if it's there, it's typically labeled as such.
So if they're getting it in such small quantities, is it a good idea to supplement with a DPA supplement then as well? And if that's the case, how much do people take? What's kind of the base recommended allowance or amount?
I do believe that you have to supplement with DPA. Theoretically, DPA can derive from EPA. EPA is a precursor to DPA, but the conversion is not one-to-one. You are losing some EPA when you're converting when you're converting EPA to DPA. You are losing some omega-3s. About 35% is lost, and that's under the best case scenario. And then, in addition to this conversion can be affected by a variety of other factors, like, for example, our lifestyle choices, smoking, alcohol, they inhibit these conversion rates. The presence of the enzymes that are needed to convert EPA to DPA can be affected by genetic factors, by the presence of other compounds in foods, such as omega-6s, for example. The more omega-6s you have in your diet, the less enzymes you would have left to convert EPA to DPA. So because of this, I think you have to have DPA in your diet instead of relying on it being converted from EPA. So in terms of the levels, I think it would be safe to consume at least 1 gram of DPA. And but here you will have to factor in the quantities of other fatty acids that are present in the diet. It's again, if you look at the fatty acid profile of human milk, and if you model the DPA consumption from that fatty acid profile, it would be safe to say that people should consume the same amount of DPA as DHA, because again, DPA is present in about the same levels as DHA. So it seems like nature designed it by the purpose. There's a reason why they're in these levels. So to answer your question, it's probably DPA should be consumed probably at least the same levels as DHA, and maybe even higher.